What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, and today we're going to be building my first RTX gaming PC for the channel. As you can see, we have this little gaming setup going on behind me. And a big shout out and thank you to my friends over at NVIDIA for sending out the GeForce RTX 2080 Ti graphics card and Battlefield 5 in this medical loot crate, making it all possible for you guys. I'm a big fan of Battlefield, so this works out perfectly. If you see anything you like in this video, all the gear and hardware you see will be listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. But let's start building. Alright, so starting off is going to be the new CPU. I picked up the Intel Core i9-9900K. It's definitely an upgrade from my current CPU, so I figured it'd be a good fit for this build. It's got 8 cores, 16 threads, 3.6 GHz, which can go up to 5 GHz when overclocked. It does have their integrated Intel 630 graphics, but obviously we're not going to be using that. So then keeping the 9900K cool is going to be our brand new AIO. From Asus, we picked up the ROG Ryu 240. And this actually has an OLED display built onto the actual cooler itself. This is going to be cool for putting up like certain graphics. It could read out things like your temps. They do have some built-in GIFs and graphics that you could put up on there for display. You can even put up your own like JPEGs and PNGs. So the fact there is a screen is pretty cool, but obviously that's not my main concern. I'm more focused with keeping the CPU temps down, and that's exactly what this is going to do for us. And that'll be going along with the Asus ROG Maximus 11 Formula motherboard. This thing is jam-packed with features. It is designed for 9th and 8th gen Intel processors, so ours is going to be compatible. It's got built-in Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. It's great for a water-cooled build as well, because there's actually dedicated cooling headers in there that will give you real-time like temperature readouts and stuff like that. For this build, it's not going to be a custom loop, but maybe in the future. Some other things I like is the pre-mounted I/O shield, so you don't forget that. Visually, it looks nice with this chrome mirror-like reflective shroud to help it all have this uniform look, and it also has a brushed aluminum finish on some of the black surfaces, and I just think it's a nice looking motherboard altogether. But you couple that with their Aura Sync RGB lighting that is built into the motherboard, plus the Ryu cooler, definitely going to make us have some pretty cool lighting effects if we want to use that. And then like the Ryu, right underneath the CPU there is another OLED display, which could again show you some real-time stats and temps and stuff like that. You can also pick what you want this to say and show inside the software. And then for RAM from G.Skill, we have the Trident Z Royal. And yes, this is more of a, aesthetic novelty item to the build because it just looks so ridiculous. But it's, what do you want me to say? It looks really nice. We got 16 gigs here to add to the build, clocked at 3200 megahertz. And while it is doing the, the RGB lighting rainbow like their other Trident Z RGB RAM does, obviously you can change all that up in the software, make it be just like, red and orange for the Battlefield colors. And this also is going to match our motherboard with that like mirror chrome-like reflective surface. These are something else. Then as for that medical loot crate that NVIDIA and EA sent over to me, this is going to have our GPU, the GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. These new graphics cards are powered by the Turing GPU architecture, and now we can finally get real-time ray tracing in games, hence the name RTX. This Founders Edition card has 14 gigabits per second for the memory speed, and 11 gigabyte GDDR6 frame buffer, with the boost clock being 1635 megahertz when overclocked, then 1350 at the base clock speeds. Then when comparing this to a non-Founders Edition RTX 2080 Ti, this has 78 RTX ops per second versus 76. And if you want to see RTX in action in Battlefield 5, I'll be saving the gameplay for a part 2 of this build video. This is all just about the PC. Then powering this entire rig is going to be the ROG Thor 850 watt Platinum from Asus yet again, coming in clutch. 850 watts is going to be more than enough. It's 80 plus platinum certified, it's a modular PSU as well, and it's even got their built-in Aura lighting. And like you saw with their other hardware we showed off, it has that built-in OLED to show off some real-time system stats. I'm using my Samsung 1TB 970 EVO NVMe M.2 SSD, and that is all going inside the Cooler Master Cosmos C700M case. This thing looks like it's straight out of the future. It's modular as well, so inside you could switch up the layout and the configuration to fit your specific build. It's got curved tempered glass side panels on each side, which make it look really nice. There is vertical liquid cooling support as well as vertical GPU mounting. And of course, addressable RGB lighting. It is a striking PC case, but for now, let's start the building. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed my first RTX build with the 2080 Ti, and to take advantage of the visuals with the RTX and the HDR, I went with the Asus ROG Swift PG27U. It's an Ultra HD 4K display at 144Hz with NVIDIA's G-Sync HDR built in. That's going to let us visually get the most out of our games. The monitor also has their Aura Sync lighting, and just the panel itself looks gorgeous. It's crystal clear, the colors are punchy. Definitely a great pairing with this build and graphics card. Some other notes about the PC before we move on. As you saw before, there is that integrated lighting with the case itself, which is cool because that way you can match it to whatever color theme you have going on in your setup. Up top, there are buttons for the fan controls and the RGB lighting. You can go through, pick either like some of the that rainbow effect, that kind of like static colors you can pick from, and the sort of like flashing back and forth, which looks really cool. And there's also built-in underglow, so you could either have it, again, be the static color or switch it up. It's going to make it fit your setup the most, and that's what the big craze about RGB is all about. And then with the RAM, the Trident Z Royal obviously is possible of that crazy RGB rainbow wave, but again, just to fit the whole Battlefield theme here, I wanted to change it up and make it kind of like this orange comet thing, so it's like, you know, fire and explosions. Same with the motherboard, it has all the lighting possible, but I thought a blue and orange pairing would just look better here. Definitely can't wait to start gaming on this. Alright guys, so that'll wrap it up for this build video. I hope you enjoyed. I think the final result is just looking killer. It is a beastly PC, plus it looks great as well. And like I said before, if you see anything you like, I'll have all the gear and hardware we used listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. And a big shout out and thank you again to NVIDIA for sending over the RTX 2080 Ti graphics card, as well as Battlefield 5, because like I said in part 2 of this video, we're going to be putting this PC to use, playing Battlefield 5, showing off RTX in real time so you can see how it looks and how this thing is just gonna pump all that out. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm randomfrankp. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Today we're gonna be building my first RTX. This sun is just gonna keep popping through those clouds every time I start talking, aren't you?